So there's been a lot of noise recently about ending corporate personhood. You can check out Public Citizens Don't Get Rolled campaign or go to movetoamend.org. The idea is that since the Koch brothers fought the Citizens United versus the FEC case, and since they won, and because the conservative majority on the Supreme Court said that corporations should be protected equally under the law, specifically the First Amendment, laws limiting corporate influence in our elections going all the way back to Teddy Roosevelt have been overturned in this one decision. Move to Amend wants to amend the Constitution to clearly state, once and for all, that corporations are not people. I think this would be a great step forward for progress, and an essential one. I also think that this constitutional amendment is not likely to happen. We need people to be getting off of their ass and making a stink about this issue specifically at town hall meetings with their representatives. We need people to be calling up their congresspeople constantly, demanding that they support an amendment to the Constitution to prohibit corporate personhood. We need people to be challenging their congresspeople, both Democrats and Republicans, and letting them know that if they don't support this amendment to the Constitution, that they'll be facing primary challengers. That if they don't support this amendment to the Constitution, then they'll be facing challengers also in the general election. There's another approach that we could take in the meantime while this citizens movement is building, and that is taking things to the logical extreme. Václav Havel would often in his plays take some small nugget of absurdity handed down to him by Czechoslovakia's communist government and would expound upon that logically to its logical ends, and because it's based on absurdity, the situation would devolve into surrealism. And I propose that we do exactly this. If corporations are people, then fine, yeah, they're people. Let's explore what that really means. If corporations are protected by the First Amendment, then they're also protected by the 13th Amendment. That is to say, if a corporation's a person, it can't be owned by anybody. That would be slavery. Owning another person, in part or in full, is slaveholding. So, just as we've decided that corporations are people, and therefore protected by the First Amendment, they also have to be protected by the 13th Amendment. So, why are we allowing law-abiding corporations, I mean people, to be sold into slavery? And who's doing this selling? Wall Street. Every day, well, every weekday, people down on Wall Street are selling shares of ownership in different people. The corporate people that we know and love. Wall Street is nothing but a slave trading pit. It is time that we put an end to the slave trade once and for all. Close down Wall Street. And if it's illegal for a person to own another person, certainly it's illegal for people like GE and Verizon to own other people. GE owns people like GE Electric, GE Energy, GE Engineering. Verizon owns people like MTV and Comedy Central. It's time to set all of these slaves free. Nobody can own anybody else. Free the corporations! When the executive boards of these corporations decide on new business plans, plans to spend the corporation's money on their behalf, anti-slavery orgs should be suing on behalf of the corporate person. This is akin to elder abuse. When did GE sign over the power to give these yahoos the legal authority to make financial decisions on their behalf? I want to see GE's signature. If GE didn't sign, then these people are making financial decisions on their behalf fraudulently, and they should be thrown in jail. Lastly, there's the slave owners themselves. Most CEOs are majority share owners. I mean, majority slave owners. Thus, under the 13th Amendment, they need to be prosecuted and jailed. Free the corporations! So this is going to be one of the last videos that I filmed for a while. I've been borrowing this camera, and the person who I've been borrowing it from has sold their camera. I'm also going to Netroots Nation, as you know, and I want to be able to update videos from the road. Right now I've been editing on a desktop computer. I'm looking to buy a laptop computer. If you want to help contribute to that purchase, you can do so over at the blog by donating, or you can sign up to be a subscriber. The train tickets are going to be kind of expensive too, if you want to help with that. The time that I'm going to be going to Netroots and at Netroots, I plan on doing at least one video every day. So that would be in anticipation of that. If you don't want to, that's totally cool. So just throwing it out there.